What's up, everyone? Mr. YouTube Gamer, giving you guys another Call of Duty Black Ops 2 gameplay commentary. Today we're playing Team Deathmatch on Takeoff, and the gameplay you see right now is actually going to be related to what we're talking about today, which is map remakes in the Call of Duty series. Something we've been seeing a lot of, especially with the newer games like Black Ops Cold War and Modern Warfare 2019, which had a lot of remade maps in its season updates. I think Black Ops 4 was definitely the worst offender as far as having too much remakes, where, like, I say half the maps in the game were recycled from Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 2. We had Summit, Firing Range, Slums, Jungle. There were so many remade maps in that game, it was kind of ridiculous. I mean, those were great maps, don't get me wrong, but the fact that they relied so heavily on just rehashing old content, it definitely made Black Ops 4 feel a lot less special, since these were maps that I played 10,000 times before Black Ops 4 even came out. And with Black Ops 4, it also didn't help that a lot of the original maps we got weren't that great. There were a few of them that I really liked, like Hacienda, but a lot of the other maps, especially the DLC maps like Casino and Madagascar, they were pretty average at best. They weren't that great to play with, honestly. So, yeah, I would say definitely most of the fun I had in Black Ops 4 came from the remade and recycled maps from Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 2. I definitely don't like it when they rely too heavily on remakes in order to add content to the game. It just feels lazy, but it also is very repetitive, especially for people like me that has played every single Call of Duty. Maybe if you're a newer player and you didn't get to experience Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 2, and in the case of Modern Warfare 2019, they remade a lot of maps from Call of Duty 4, Modern Warfare 2, and Modern Warfare 3. If you didn't get to play those games before, and Modern Warfare 2019 was your first Call of Duty, then all the content feels fresh and new for you, right? So I guess it all depends on perspective. If you're brand new to the series, remade maps are not a problem at all, because it means you get to experience those maps for the very first time. But as an OG player, I get very frustrated with the way that they've been handling remakes. Not just the fact that they're doing remakes, but the way that they are doing them, especially in recent entries like Modern Warfare 2019, where they actually changed the layout of the map a little bit, and in some cases it works, in some cases it doesn't. Like, I think the way that they redesigned Scrapyard a little bit was fine, but the way they did Shipment was awful. The way that they did Crash with all the fucking doors was terrible. Like, there's some times where they actually change the layout of the map and make it worse, sometimes make it better, but the overall aesthetic of the map doesn't really change that much from Call of Duty 4 to Modern Warfare 2019. Same thing with Cold War. The maps that they have remade or recycled from the old games, the entire visual aesthetic and visual presentation is unchanged. So you look at Raid and Express, which is the best example of this because it feels so out of place, where the theme of Black Ops Cold War is 1980-something, right? But the problem is when you bring back maps like Raid and Express and not change anything visually from them, they're exactly the same. They look exactly the fucking same as they did from Black Ops 2. The problem with that is that Black Ops 2 took place in 2025. So you look at a map like Express that clearly has a futuristic presentation to it. You have these futuristic bullet trains that keep coming at you. It doesn't really fit the 1980s setting that Cold War has. But besides that, it just feels lazy to just take the exact same... I mean, the exact same layout is fine. I kind of didn't like that Modern Warfare changed the layout of the maps a little bit because there was nothing wrong with Rust. There was nothing wrong with Shipment. Like, they didn't need to fuck with that, really. So, don't get me wrong, I'm perfectly fine when they leave the layout exactly the same when they do a remake. I think that's what I prefer because, you know, you can remake the map, but don't change it and make it different from how it originally played. But when you just don't do anything to make it seem different, like, okay, Takeoff is a great example of this. This is a remake of Stadium, which is a fantastic DLC map from Black Ops 1. Black Ops 1 had amazing DLC. If you haven't played the Black Ops 1 DLC maps, you really missed out on a lot. But I love how they took that map, which was a hockey arena in the middle of a city, and you had all these tall buildings in the background, and it was a city, it was an urban setting. They took that and remade it into Black Ops 2 to fit the futuristic setting of that game, and just took the exact same layout, but aesthetically changed it completely. Where now in Black Ops 2, the map takes place in the middle of an ocean, and there's a giant rocket ship, and it's just all futuristic. Like, it gives you some real sci-fi feel when you play on this map, and I love that they actually took the effort to do that. And what I love even more about Takeoff is that it's a remake of a DLC map, which a lot of people didn't get to experience. Even if they did play Black Ops 1, not everyone owned the map packs. So that's something I also like. Not only do you remake a map from previous games, but you remake a map that wasn't even played by a lot of people since it was locked behind a DLC paywall. So that's the best of both worlds. It makes old players happy because a lot of the OG players didn't have the map packs. The new players, the people that weren't around back then, get to experience the map for the first time anyway, and the developers get to pump out more content at a faster rate since they just remake the map instead of creating a new one from scratch. I still want most of the maps in a new Call of Duty game to be original maps, but if you are going to do a remake here and there, that's what I love. Those are two things that I love, when they change the entire aesthetic of the map and remake some of the less known maps and maps from DLC that people didn't get to play, instead of just doing Jungle and Summit and Firing Range 10,000 fucking times. So those are my thoughts on map remakes in the Call of Duty series. I don't mind if they're done once in a while. I think at this point they're kind of overdone though, and they need to rely a little bit less on recycling old content from older Call of Duty games. They should try to focus more on creating new content and new experiences. But if they are going to do a remake, they should at least do maps that we haven't really got to play a lot, like a DLC map from an older COD game. Those are my thoughts. Let me know what you guys think about map remakes in the comments down below. Thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace.